Telling you about all morning long here on AMHQ. There's a chance of snow from the mid-south all the way into the northeast over the next 24 hours.
And the danger isn't just from what's on the roads, but what can come flying off your car. Millions of people will have to deal with drivers who didn't push the snow off their vehicles before pulling out of the driveway. Our
car coach, Lauren Fix, joins us this morning to help you remember how to take and clear off your car before you head out in the morning. Lauren, good morning. Thanks for talking to us this morning.
Good morning.
So how does clearing that snow protect not only you, but also other drivers?
Well, it's really important to clean the snow off the roof of the car, the headlights, the taillights, and all the windows. And the reason you do this is, one, you want to see and be seen, but two, that snow can come off and hit the vehicle behind you, and it can cause an accident, or worse, it can cause you to have the snow come off and block your own visibility, and you can get a lovely ticket.
Yeah.
If you don't.
I've seen it slide down actually the front sometimes, you know, right onto
your
windshield. Yes, and then that blocks your visibility. So what's the best way to get rid of that snow?
Well, you can buy an extended snow brush. You can buy them in any big box store, mass merchandiser. I have one of those ones that extends, but when and I can keep it in my vehicle, and I have an SUV like most people seem to have. But one of the things you can do is, if you have a brush, like a brush for like sweeping your garage, you can use that for cleaning off the snow off the roof of your car if you're not that tall. You need something with a long handle. You want to definitely clean the snow off. And remember, after you start with the top and you work your way down, and the last thing you want to clean up is your headlights, your tail lights. Make sure your wipers work. So one of the things you can do, real fun little tip, is when you park your vehicle tonight, especially because I live in Buffalo, have the wiper arms straight up, and it's easier to clean the windshield without damaging the wiper blade.
You know the true Northeasterner when you see those windshields up, Lauren, no question about it. Let me ask you this, though. What if you don't clean off your vehicle, and you do your front windows and maybe your headlights, but then you leave the roof, 8 inches of snow on your roof?
You will get a ticket. Right now, it looks like it's around $300. It just happened in New Hampshire, Vermont, New York. Oh, yeah, $300. Could be more, could be less. If you live in the upper half of this country and you decide to come up for the holidays, remember to bring a snow brush, because the last thing you need is a $300 bill.
Let's talk more about traveling in the snow and if something happens and you get stranded, right? I mean, this is the time of year where you need everything in your car, including sturdy shoes, right?
Right. I always say bring a good pair of hiking boots or old snow boots that you can leave in the car at all times. If you typically drive a lot on the road, I put it behind the driver's seat or behind the passenger seat. Gloves, of course, hat and jacket, because typically if you're going to work, you don't expect those snow squalls that pop up, like just happened yesterday in Iowa, and they had an 18-car pile up. That's very dangerous, and you have to remember that if you're not prepared, you could be stuck or get frostbite. I've had frostbite, and I can promise you it never leaves you. So carry hand warmers. You can buy them at $1 a pack. And foot warmers for every person that rides in the car, and extra blankets. Put them in the trunk, put them in the back seat. Better to have them than not to have them.
Exactly.
Lauren Fix, always great advice. And a $300 ticket, mind you. Did you hear that? If you don't clean off your car. We appreciate it, Lauren.
That's not enough reason to clean off your car.
Holy smoke. You'll have to clean it off in Grand Rapids. Some big snow there.